Good morning, everybody. Early morning crypto talk, Bitcoin, Brandon here. We'll get it started in just shortly. I had to pause. I've been on the phone all freaking morning and working, and so, I got to get this Facebook Live in here, so I apologize for getting started late. Also, the fact that I didn't do one at all yesterday. Sunday, we were knocking things out big time. Imagine this. We are launching in like 22 languages. 22 languages and climbing. So I was working hard behind the scenes with the programmers, the owners, getting things ready, getting things done. We have some new sizzle videos. Very exciting time as we get closer and closer to our pre-launch. It's funny even saying that. We're not even in pre-launch yet. We've got more stuff done than companies that actually launch. So good morning. I see we've got Lashana, we've got Jesse, Christy, Mahfouz. What's going on? What day's today? Monday. Today's Monday. Good morning, Darnell. Anthony. Yes, some days I forget what day it is. Let's get this set. There's a lot of news to cover. I'm not going to be able to cover it all, so I'm going to have to chop it up between this morning and tonight. And that's if we don't have any major things happen in the crypto world that adds off to that. Feel like I'm on a workstation where you get, your work papers on your desk and you got to get it off your desk by the end of the day. That's how I am when I get these articles. I like that, Christy. Money Monday. What's going on, Prelvis? What's going on, Mike? Darnell from Oklahoma City. Victor. Jason. BTC's up $700. I haven't even looked at that this morning. So we're going to do that in a second here. Now I got to put this in the Bitcoin Divas group. And that's the last one. This is going to be a fantastic week. What's going on, superstars? Shauna? And as I always state, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I share my opinion, I read the news, and I give suggestions. It's up to you to take that information and do with it as you please. And Mahfouz, that's what I call a temporary situation. 60 days can change your life, literally. I have seen it happen multiple times, and I have experienced it several times. Temporary situation. Being poor is eternal. Broke is temporary. All right, so let's go through this quickly to cover a couple of things. The first I want to cover is, did I even put Venezuela? Venezuela. International news. Venezuelan government opens school to teach citizens about cryptocurrencies. Is there anything like that happen in the United States yet? Have you guys heard of anything like that? I've heard of Australia has a complete system for their elementary school kids that they're gearing up for crypto, and they've been doing that for years. Teaching those kids how to survive and create their own coin and create their own economy. I know that there's a couple of universities that are now offering crypto, or not crypto, but blockchain courses on blockchain technology. But let's see what Venezuela has going on. The Venezuelan government has opened a school in the capital city to teach its citizens how to buy, sell, and mine cryptocurrencies, including courses on the nation's oil-backed currency, the petro. Meanwhile, President Nicolas Maduro has approved resources for universities across the country to established mining farms. So yeah, Venezuela ain't playing. They are, not only is he wanting to push the petro, their national cryptocurrency, but he wants his citizens to be educated on the crypto space. So he's doing it, you know, they're more like a socialist type country. The school system, the universities, they're going big with this. Crypto schools in Caracas. The Venezuelan government has opened a training center to teach its citizens about cryptocurrencies in its capital city, Caracas. This announcement came shortly after the government announced the launch of its own oil-backed currency, the petro. The cryptocurrency training school offers courses on the petro to Venezuelans for free. Can you imagine that? For free. The courses in the United States, you got to get Duke, Harvard, Yale. They got blockchain courses. How much is that going to cost you? What's going on, Mike? At the Granja Laboratoria Petro School in Caracas, Venezuelans can learn how to buy, sell, and mine cryptocurrencies and how the crypto economy works. You know, why is it that we're launching cryptogenics? Education. Education is so important. It is the most important piece of the cryptocurrency puzzle. So much so that Venezuela's government recognizes this, and they need their citizens to be educated on this. So they're offering it for free. United States is so far behind. We got more than 50% of Americans know about crypto. Only 5% own a piece of it, and 0.5% even know what it is, how it works, how to buy it, how to sell it, what it means. That's why education is so important. Carmen Salvador, a Venezuelan teacher of cryptocurrency trading, told Reuters in a video interview Friday that what we hope to do with this primarily is to make knowledge accessible like any new methodology or technology. The teacher explained that the government is guaranteeing free access for all to participate, noting that these courses often cost as much as more than $500 to $800 internationally. Stop right there. You know what the cost for cryptogenics is? Just for the product, $250. $250. Internationally, $500 to $800. So you're still getting a steal from us. And I know, and I already did a whole Facebook Live on this Saturday night. Some clown out there is going to say, why should I pay for education, crypto education, when I can just go to YouTube for free? Yeah, that's like me saying, you know what? Why am I going to go pay to have my car detailed and washed when I can do it in my driveway at home for free? It's called time. Time. No matter what you do, there's no such thing as free. Everything comes with a cost. It may not be money. It could be time. And time is more valuable than money itself. So when I pay for an education course, I'm paying for my time because I don't want to sit there and try to sift through a million different YouTube videos trying to find the right one that's going to teach me the right information and hope that it is the right information because I don't know what the source is. Why should I pay for it? Quality, that's why. Many of our young people here find it impossible to have this amount of resources. Salvador detailed, emphasizing that we've designed this plan with a completely free training. Says there is a room created for the study of the trading of cryptocurrencies where students will learn about buying, selling, and trading them, as well as how to diversify the investments that are generated. He elaborated, emphasizing, all our technological and computer youth can start a process of training in everything that has to do with the crypto economy. We just finished a course. I know Jeremy was looking forward to this. That's going to be in our cryptogenics. That's about the crypto economy. It's called crypto economics. Yeah, did you even know that existed? You know, I was always taught that we're preparing our kids in college for a world that will not exist by the time they graduate, for industries that haven't even been invented yet. Crypto economics did not exist 8 years ago, but it's going to be the biggest economy on the planet within the next 10 years. Crypto economics. And Venezuela, before the United States, is already on this. They also have mining farms and universities. So Venezuela is on the right track here. Their fiat currency failed them, horribly so. So they're not just sitting back and wallowing in that despair. They are embracing the new technology that can get them out of poverty. A decentralized economy. So they don't have to worry about corrupt politicians. And I am in no way defending Venezuela. I am, however, admiring their acceptance of this new technology and its importance that they know for their youth going forward for the next generation. Since we're on international news, let's go to Russia, because I've been covering Russia extensively. The last article we covered about Russia was one of the banking heads wrote a letter to Putin saying, basically telling him he don't understand the technology and that legalizing Bitcoin and stuff and creating the crypto ruble is not possible. And I was like, dude, that is brave. You to tell Putin what's possible and what's not. Putin is a master, what's the word I can use on this? A master expert when it comes to crypto technology. If you think for 1 second that this guy does not understand what crypto is all about, then you got another thing coming. Just like Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon knows far more about crypto than all of us, including me. How do you say that, Brandon? He said crypto's a scam, and no, he don't believe that. That's just what he's telling y'all. But Putin knows exactly what he's doing and the reasons why. And so here's a new article, and I got this from Kathy Keene about Russia. So let me put this in the chat box. All right. Without mentioning blockchain, Putin says that Russia must stay ahead in technology. He's absolutely correct. One of the reasons why the United States had dominance in the 20th century was not just because we won World War II. It started before that with the Industrial Revolution. It's like the United States came out of nowhere. At the time, the country was only, 180 years old? 120, 140 years old. Industrial Revolution. We were only 40 years away from removed from the Civil War. Less than 40 years removed from the Civil War. 120 years removed from the Declaration of Independence. And all of a sudden, we become a powerhouse economically around the world. And it solidified after World War II, when the rest of the world got smashed, but the United States' entire infrastructure was untouched. Only thing that happened to us was Pearl Harbor and the loss of men and resources. But the mainland, the factories that the women went to when the men went off to war, remain humming. And we rebuilt the world, which is why we have our status. 241 years old now, the United States. And we are about to lose our status, not because we were dominated or conquered by a foreign power, but because we neglected to adapt to the trends of the new century. It's not like Americans don't have the ability to. It's that our own government is standing in the way of it. But that's a whole nother topic. Let's talk about what Russia is doing and how they're going to claim their dominance, that old Soviet Union glory that is what Putin's manifest destiny, why that is going to happen. Understand, and if you don't get anything else, you must understand the gravity of the time we live in right now. This is not going to happen again. This is the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind. It is the most influential shift in technology that's going to have an impact on the world since the invention of agriculture. The invention and technology is greater than the invention of the internet. Do you guys understand this? And we are the early adopters. We are at the beginning stages of this. It is a new Wild Wild West gold rush. It is the new space race. This is bigger than the space race, because every nation is in the running for it now. The space race, you had Russia and the United States and China way behind. Right now you have every nation. And certain nations and leaders have picked up on this. Unfortunately, the United States hasn't figured it out yet. And I am afraid that by the time we do, we will be behind. So here's what Putin has to say about this technology without directly mentioning it. During a meeting with Herman Gref, the president of Russia's largest bank, and they're at war with the bank. The bank is trying to fight Putin on this, which is crazy, because Putin already told them, do not get in the way of this. It's happening. Make it so. The banks are like, are you crazy? Putin, hey buddy, did you forget we're a communist nation? You're trying to push decentralized stuff on us when we operate in a centralized manner. What are you doing? But the banks have their own agenda. Putin has a grander agenda. So it says, President Putin spoke of the importance of not falling behind in blockchain development. Now, let's not get it twisted. Just because our own government hasn't been taking the lead on this and has been eerily quiet about this. I'm watching Trump speaking right now. And he's talking about mental institutions closed. He's talking about reopening the mental institutions, gun violence. I don't know if a lot of this stuff is distraction at its finest. I mean, not to say that it's not important, it is. But there are bigger things happening right now for long-term ramifications in America. So Trump is talking about mental institutions and Putin is talking about blockchain technology. So Sberbank already introduced blockchain. Oh yeah, I finished my point. Even though the government isn't, our institutions are. Bank of America has over 40 blockchain patents already done. Chase Bank, the #1 bank, has failed 7 times to get blockchain technology, but that hasn't stopped them because now they're going into ETFs. So the institution states, I've been reading about it, and I'm going to read about Georgia in a second. They're falling like dominoes. That's accepting Bitcoin and blockchain technology. State by state, they're falling like dominoes. The SEC can't keep up on this. They're now in, we got to regulate and tax it. We can't stop it anymore. But I'll get to that in a second. Let's get back to Russia. Sberbank already introduced blockchain in their document transfer and storage systems by partnering with Russia's Federal Anti-Monopoly Service, FAS, in December of last year. The bank is also reportedly soon opening a cryptocurrency exchange in Switzerland. Why are they doing it in Switzerland? Why not in Russia? Switzerland. Gref addressed Putin directly, speaking about what he sees as the need for programs for training professionals in blockchain due to the sheer size of the industry worldwide. Okay, we've got the president of the largest bank in Russia saying to the president of Russia that we need training, education, so that we can create a new class of professionals that understand blockchain because of its sheer size in the industry worldwide. And I still have people here saying, why should I pay for education when I could go to YouTube and get it for free? Yeah, you do that. Third-party verification. Documentation beats conversation every single day. That's 2 nations now. I just told you about Venezuela offering free training. It's free, but the government has to pay for it. Somebody's paying for it. Venezuela is. Russia is. And if our government isn't going to do it, cryptogenics will. That's what we're doing. Greff also spoke of a need for very careful regulation, not, in quotations, prohibitions, in order to promote innovation. Can somebody take that sentence and stamp it across our government's forehead, Trump's forehead? I'm going to read, that sentence is so important. I'm going to read it one more time, and I'm going to read it slowly so you get this. The president of the largest bank in Russia told the president of Russia that they need to have careful regulation, but not prohibit, so that we can promote. See those key words? Regulate, not prohibit, and promote. And the biggest word of all, innovation. Silicon Valley sprung up, guys, because of the internet. The invention of the internet, the dot-com era of the 90s, created Silicon Valley. That gave the United States a huge advantage in the world when it came to dot-coms and websites and innovation. Gave us a huge advantage. But now you've got Internet 2.0 coming in the form of the blockchain, the distributed ledger technology. And the rest of the world is like, yeah, we saw what the United States did during the dot-com era. We're not going to let that pass us by now. They're getting in on this. In response, Putin, without specifically mentioning blockchain, brings up the question of why Russia needs this industry. When he says, we have everything: oil, gas, coal, metals of all kind, gold, platinum, diamonds, everything. He then says that the industry is developing well in Russia and has a good intellectual base. Putin then adds that Russia needs its own burst and quotes an analogy given by a former minister of oil of an unnamed Arab country. The Stone Age did not end due to the lack of stones, but because new technologies appeared. I'm going to put this quote on an image. I'm going to put it on a cryptogenics image. The Stone Age did not end due to the lack of stones, but because new technologies appeared. That could be said for many empires that have risen and fallen in history. The Roman Empire. It can happen to the American Empire. The American Empire does not lack stones. But if it doesn't embrace new technology, we will disappear. So in Putin's opinion, countries... Guys, it's like, I swear, man, I'm getting worked up reading this. In Putin's opinion, countries that are late to adopting this new technology, which he never mentions by name, will very quickly fall under the pendants of the leaders of this development, which is something that Russia cannot allow this in any case. Do you see his manifest destiny? He says we need to take the maximum advantage of these factors to guarantee this progress into the future. And what is the American president talking about? There's no Russian collusion. Can we stop the investigation? We need to not have gun control. I'm going golfing in Mar-a-Lago. Fake news. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. This is our president's focus right now. That's his focus. And our number one enemy, Russia. whose president is an agent of the KGB got all his training during the Soviet Union era, who feels humiliated that the Soviet Union collapsed in a whimper without firing one shot in the 80s, who wants a manifest destiny of Russian power back in the world, who clearly understands what the distributed ledger technology and blockchain is all about. And he's saying it right here. This is a new technology. We cannot afford to not lead the way on this, because if we don't lead the way, if we're late to the party, we will fall under the thumb of the leaders who are there. Well, if he is correct in his statement, wouldn't that mean that if America is late to the party on this, then we're going to be falling under the thumb of China, Russia, Iran? Best case scenario, Japan, since Japan already legalized this and they're way ahead of the game than the United States is. That's best case scenario. That Japan lead the way since the U.S. ain't doing it. See, I'm reading this and saying this to you not because I'm promoting cryptogenics, but because of it as an American citizen and my concern for our future. Putin has brought up the idea in the past of Russia launching its own crypto ruble, but its legality and launch is a continuous gray area. More recently, in January of this year, after consulting with Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin, you remember, Vitalik Buterin is Canadian with Russian heritage. Putin suggested launching a new multinational cryptocurrency to be adopted by BRICS and EEU countries to take advantage of blockchain and smart contracts. Yeah, I don't mean to project my anger, but I am a concerned American citizen that's frustrated with our government's seemingly lack of interest of this technology outside of we need to try to ban it, regulate it, and tax it. Putting obstacles and blocks in front of its own citizens. I believe we need to take the old Reagan Republican approach to this with minimum government intervention, open market capitalism, and for the government to get out of the way. Let us innovate. Let us do what we do best. How are you going to have a communist nation outdo us on this? That makes no freaking sense. And we are in a very, very short time frame here. Putin realizes this. It's not going to say, oh, we finally realize it 5 years later and let's start getting on board in 5 years. No. I say we have at best 2 years. At best. To get in position to lead the way. 2 years. All right, let me go on to what's actually happening in the United States. Since the government ain't doing it, that's why we have separation of powers. The states are taking matters in their own hand. And here's the latest state in the domino to fall. And this is the state of Georgia. And here's what Georgia has to say. Georgia lawmakers propose tax amendment that allows Bitcoin payments. What? Allows Bitcoin payments. Residents from the state of Georgia may soon be able to pay their taxes in Bitcoin, as 2 senators have introduced a bill that allows digital currency payments for tax obligations and licensure fees. Now, you know, while this could be seen as a positive step forward for the acceptance of Bitcoin, I mean, if they're allowing you to pay your taxes with Bitcoin, then that means they're looking at it as a currency and not just as an asset That's good news. But I would rather see our government taking the stance of like Russia is and Venezuela is, saying, yeah, let's not just look at Bitcoin and how much money can we get off the taxes from it, but write laws in place to protect the citizens who want to innovate and expand on this technology. Don't get out of the way. Don't get in the way of it. But I guess we got to take whatever little victory we can. The state of Georgia may allow residents to pay taxes in Bitcoin. The two senators, Joshua McCoon and Michael Williams, have proposed a change to the Department of Revenue's statuses for tax collection and licenses. The bill was submitted on February 21st, and the goals are similar to recent blockchain-centric bills filed in the state of Arizona that would allow residents from Georgia to pay their tax obligations and licensure fees in Bitcoin and other digital currencies. Okay, here's where other education is important to know. Whenever something's done like this, always look at the motive. This year, early in February, it was announced, out of over 200,000 people who filed for taxes, 200,000 people, only one person reported cryptocurrency gains enough to be even taxed. Only one out of 200,000 people. So what the states are realizing is, we know our citizens are engaging in crypto, and we know they're not reporting it. So let us at least say we will accept tax payments in Bitcoin so you can pay it with Bitcoin. It's just another way that they open up so they can get some more money. We know you got it, so we'll allow you to pay taxes in Bitcoin. That's smart. The commissioner, now I don't think that's in this article. That's just, I just understand, what's going on in the land right now. The commissioner shall accept as valid payment for taxes and license fees any cryptocurrency, including but not limited to Bitcoin, that use an electronic peer-to-peer system. It reads, the commissioner shall convert payments made in cryptocurrency to United States dollars at the prevailing rate within 24 hours of his or her receipt of such a payment, and shall credit the payer's account with such converted dollar amount. You know how huge that is? Next time a person says, hey, man, you can't even buy a cheeseburger with Bitcoin. I can pay my taxes with it. The U.S. government, they are going to convert it for me. They're actually taking the Bitcoin. I don't need to convert it into U.S. dollars in my bank and then pay the tax, man. I can actually pay it directly with Bitcoin. If that doesn't set a precedent, I can never say that right. Says, move over Arizona. Georgia wants to be a digital currency hotbed. So the states, California is another one. Wyoming, they're fighting for the crypto business. Just recently, news.bitcoin.com reported on the state of Arizona initiating a tax proposal that also allows Bitcoin payments. One of Arizona's bills has already been passed by the Senate Finance Committee. Arizona Representative Jeff Winninger told the press Arizona is going to be the place to be for blockchain and digital currency technology in the future. Here's what's going on. These states want to have the newest Silicon Valley. I mean, how many states would have loved to have Silicon Valley in their state? California got it, which is ironic because California is the worst state for business environment. But these new states are like, yeah, Wyoming. They've got 3 big mining farm contracts done in the last couple of months. The last was a $250 million mining farm. An entire infrastructure. It's like it's going to be the Hoover Dam project they're putting together over there in the middle of Montana. Flyover country. So these states are fighting now and positioning themselves to be attractive to the new class of citizens. You realize that? Crypto is going to create a new class of citizens or citizenship class. It's a status symbol. Move to our state, move to our city. We're crypto friendly. And we know you got money. And you've got money to pay taxes. The state of Arizona or Georgia is following Arizona's lead, likely due to the region having a large digital currency community. Georgia is home to a variety of cryptocurrency-based companies such as BitPay, Bitfury, and over 100 BTM's Bitcoin teller machines. Oh, by the way, I know we've got Kathy and we've got Mike on, two co-owners of Cryptogenics. We have a huge team that's building out in Atlanta. Just a heads up, they're going to be planning an event out there soon. I just got that word. Anyways, moreover, the state's capital and the most populous city now has a Bitcoin embassy. What? Wait, back up. I missed something here. Georgia is home to a variety of cryptocurrency-based companies, BitPay, Bitfury, and over 100 Bitcoin ATM machines. The state's capital and the most populous city, Atlanta, has a Bitcoin embassy? I did not know that. If the bill passes, it will amend the Department of Revenue's Code, Section 48232. I did not know that. Atlanta trying to come on up. All right. So I hope you guys learned something new. That's all I'm going to share this morning. I've got a couple of more articles that I'm going to save for tonight. For example, cryptocurrency exchange Poloniex has been bought by Circle. That's big news. They're going to make Poloniex more mainstream. Here's another one. Preparing Bitcoin for the threat of quantum computing. That's something Jairus Coleman will find very interesting. Let's see. What's another article I'm going to cover tonight? Let's see here. What to expect? No, that's a training we're doing. So I think that was it for those two. Preparing for Bitcoin for the threat of quantum computing and Poloniex. And then whatever new articles pop up for tonight. Wait. Oh, I can't do a late night crypto. We've got a lot of stuff happening tonight. So I might have to save that for tomorrow morning or do it early. Yeah. Maybe it may be real late. Maybe like 10 or 11 o'clock Eastern time when I do it. But anyways, hope you guys learned something new today. The world is on the move for crypto. It's happening all around us. And you can't always worry about the things you can't control. But you can definitely take action upon the things that you can control. And the first thing you should do, the number one priority, if you want to survive in this new century, in this new era, then you must arm yourself. And I don't mean arm yourself with a gun. You need to arm your mind with knowledge of what cryptocurrency and blockchain is all about, because you will not be able to survive in the future without it. And we have a platform that is going to be built for you. Why should I pay Cryptogenics for my crypto education? Because our government ain't providing it for you. And most people are too lazy to spend hours upon hours on YouTube trying to search and find the right spot. It's a difference between getting your car detailed by a professional and you doing it at home in your driveway that you can do for free. That's why you pay to get educated. I could have learned all the knowledge that I learned from Morehouse College at home, because every single book is on the internet that I paid $200 a piece for. But I paid money and went into debt to get my education. Why would you skimp on getting education on the greatest technology the world has ever seen? Really? You're crying about $300? When you'll spend that much money on a trip to Vegas or going to go see the movies? Come on now. Nobody better approach me with that excuse. So with that, guys, thank you for joining me this morning. Bitcoin Brandon out. Keep learning. And we are just very close to the launch. Oh, here's some good news. I will share this. When we launch, how about the fact that we'll be in like over 22 countries translated. Translated. Not Google Translate, but translated and voiceovers. People around the world are more hungry than Americans. And at the rate things are going, Americans still have their heads in the sand. We don't need America yet. But I'm American, and I want my people to be leading the forefront of this. Not Russia, not Venezuela, not China, not Japan. Us. Because that's how we do it. I was watching, I watched Black Panther. My wife's seen it 3 times already. I've seen it twice. But I love the Marvel Universe, so I went back because the new one is coming out. And I went back with my youngest son, and we're doing binge watching all of the Marvel movies since Iron Man. And when I watched Iron Man 1, there's a scene with Tony Stark in the desert, and he's doing a military promo or demonstration for the generals. And he says this. He said, most people think the best weapon is the one that you never have to use. And he said, I disagree. I believe the best weapon is one that you only have to use once. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far. That's true. And it should be the same way right now. We need to be leading the way in the crypto space. All right, that's enough for me. Bitcoin Brandon out. See you all either later tonight or tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.
Crypto Gen X.